What? Yeah, kinda. Hey, what's up guys, it's Kaelin and I'm back with another video. Today's video, as you've seen by the title, we are talking about specifically within America. And if you haven't been paying attention, I mean, that's part of the problem, but as you guys probably know, a lot of stuff has been going on and it's nothing necessarily new that's going on. However, thanks to social media, we're seeing a lot of videos on Twitter, we're seeing a lot of videos everywhere of racist white people just running amok. And I think that though these things are coming out, it is a little triggering. I think that it is a great time to have these conversations where we have the hard ones and just to kind of set some baselines for people. I think that's where I like to start to set a baseline for a lot of people, just so we can have an understanding so we can move forward and build on other discussions. So yeah, if you want to know if all white people are racist, you stay right there. And then you go click that red button. It's a subscribe. Just in case you didn't know, it's a subscribe button. It's down there just for you. You know, while you're at a notification bell, while you're at it, you might as well do the notification bell because I am going to be uploading more. So yeah, you want to see them. I know you do. I know this is not your first video. Can't be. I mean, if it is your first video, hey, welcome. Hey, you should subscribe. My name's Kaelin. Yeah, I cover anything from entertainment to social conscious content. And yeah, that's what I'm here. I'm here for. I'm here for you. Make you laugh and make you think. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to help you out. So how you can help me is by subscribing. Okay, so jumping right into the video. I kind of want to give a little backstory. So back when I had first got into college, I was just now getting a lot of the verbiage to express my place in society and just understanding kind of that in general, me being a black man, me being a gay black man, especially being in the South. So I was kind of coming to terms with a lot of, not coming to terms with my own identity, but just how I was fitting into society and my role and even my responsibilities as far as having like privilege within the colorism spectrum. So yeah, that was when a lot of this kind of started. And one of the big things that I found intriguing, even though I didn't have the word white privilege for it, I always knew that white people had privilege. However, I found it intriguing that there was a lot of white people that genuinely didn't know what this concept was and how it pertained to them. And at first, there was a lot of people who were definitely defensive.
For me. That's my opinion!
Usually the response was definitely defense, like, oh my God, no, I'm not racist, da 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 da. And whenever you use the word white privilege, especially with white people, it always just kind of seems synonymous with racism. And it is. I mean, yeah, kinda. So I wanted to break down that. I think that right now, since we're seeing all of these white people just being racist as hell, you got a lot of people wondering, like, are all white people racist? And every day it seems like there's a new thing coming up. And when people are like, what is racist? They are like, that is, this, and this. And so there's so many nuances to things. So I kind of wanted to break down why it seems like every white person is racist and how they kind of are. A lot of times that question gets thrown around, and no, not every single white person is out here racist. But we live in a racist society. In America here, white supremacy is the power structure. That is the thing. White is the default. White American is the right way. It's all of these things. That is how the American system is set up. And so anybody who is different than that, especially if you're black, you are further down on the spectrum. And it just goes from being white all the way down to essentially being black is probably the bottom of the barrel. And so, given that, white supremacy makes it to where white people have white privilege, which is just privilege. That's all it is. It's just privilege of being white. The privilege of living in a system that completely benefits you. Now, does that mean that every single white person out there is rich or well off or has it easy? No, by no means does that mean that. But that means that when you go into a store, you may not be looked at as a criminal. When someone dispatches for a criminal that is on the street that stole something, they're looking for a black guy. They're not looking for a white guy. When someone looks for a murderer, they automatically think black guy. Whenever you look at movies and they have the white guy is the savior and the black guy was the the bad guy, or even the dark-skinned person in cartoons is the bad guy and the Prince Charming is white. I mean, all of those things kind of run into the system of racism and stem from racism. So when people say, are all white people racist? No, not every white person is racist. But every white person is a recovering racist because white privilege / white supremacy is the system. And since that is the dominant power structure in America, you must actively resist that power structure in order to not be racist. Because if you benefit from it, especially silently, you're benefiting from racism and you're okay with it. And that's pretty much being a racist. Now, we do know the people who are like covering up the Black Lives Matter signs or hanging people or officers that are killing black people. Like, we know that those people are active racist. But I think where the confusion comes in is where you can be passively racist. Being racist doesn't have to always be an intentional thing. There's a thing called unconscious bias. And with unconscious bias, that means that you are slightly making decisions based upon that. So like I said, those things that make it to where when you go into a room full of black people, you get kind of uncomfortable. Or when you hold your child's hand a little bit tighter when you see a dark-skinned black man crossing the street. Or if you maybe even just automatically think that Shantavia is less educated or is automatically ghetto because her name is Shantavia, not Brittany. Those little things are passive things, and you may mean no ill intent when you think those things, and they just may be thoughts that cross your head. You may have black friends around you. You may have black coworkers around you. You may even have black loved ones. But that unconscious bias, it stems from racism, and if you act on it, you are actively racist, but passively you still are racist. Now, in order for you to not be, you have to actively resist those thoughts. You have to actively check yourself and do self-work and evaluate why you think these things about this group of people. Why is it this skin tone makes you feel this way? Or why do those people make you feel this way? And take it away from just, oh, well, in the news, or, no. Understand your place in society and say, hey, so maybe I do benefit even just a little bit, even if it's just a little bit. And especially if all of these people are saying the exact same thing, I don't think they're all telling the same lie. So maybe I should see, how am I maybe benefiting from the society? And instead of automatically getting defensive, if your first response is to be offended when someone tells you that they are being oppressed, even if just a little bit, you're probably a racist, my guy. It also just makes you a complete narcissist. It takes a lot more than just having a black friend or a black boyfriend or a black coworker or a black hairstylist or even a gay hairstylist or a gay black whatever. It takes more than just allowing that level of proximity. It also means actively fighting for those people. Now, no one is telling you to walk around outside with a Black Lives Matter sign and paint your face with I can't breathe. Nobody's fucking asking you to do that, and please don't do that. What we're asking for is actual change. We're asking you to correct your grandmother when she says those racist things. We're telling you to tell your grandfather that he can't say that about those people. We're telling you to do self-work and evaluate some of the unconscious biases that you may even have. We're telling you to make sure that when your friends say stupid shit that you correct them. We're asking for that, and we're trying to hold ourselves accountable for those things as well within our own community. So we definitely need your help to fight those things exterior, because the crazy thing about white supremacy is that it also affects us too, and it affects other people of color. So while we're asking you to do this, and it may seem hard and it may seem like people are pointing the finger at you, take a step back and understand that you would not want to be treated like a black person. You wouldn't want to be treated like a black woman. You wouldn't want that. And why is that? Is that because you automatically know that they do get treated a little bit worse? That people do tend to have a bad light about them, or that there is a negative connotation when someone just says black, So thinking about those things, that is where it starts. And in order to not be a racist, you must actively resist that power dynamic. And if you aren't, you are a racist. And that's just that. You have to be a big boy and grow up and understand that this is the system that you live in. And you, especially if you're somebody that says, I'm not racist and I'm not trying to hurt anybody, that's perfectly fine. Keep doing what you're doing, but make sure that you're a little bit more cognizant. Make sure that you're a little bit more aware. Make sure that you take a step back and say, why did I make that decision? Because no one's faulting you for making a decision. It's just if you don't try to change your actions. If you don't try, if you're listening to us now and you're listening to this video, or if you heard several other Black people tell you the same thing and you're trying not to make any changes, you're just trying to combat with why you think that you're right, you're not actually trying to change. You're just okay with being a racist. And for the love of God, you're not telling any Black person, especially knowing that we were brought here on a ship in shackles, enslaved for hundreds of years, and you want to tell me go back home? Fuck you. No, that's not the solution either. So, yeah, doing self-work, doing self-evaluation, and understanding. Do not try to deflect this and say, well, Black on Black crime, or Black people do this. No. We got our own problems and we understand that, and we will work on those. But we should not have to make us as a group perfect in order to be accepted in a country like this, especially the land of the free where everybody's supposed to be equal. We should not have to do that, because you and I both know that there are a lot of white people out there that we could have talks about. Exactly. So, yeah, that's really all I wanted to say. Didn't really want to make this video super, super long. I just know that right now there's a lot of crazy stuff going on, and there's a lot of confusion, and I think that a lot of people have questions and a lot of people feel attacked, and I've seen a lot of white people genuinely want to know how they can help, and I see a lot of white people trying to do things, and they're just coming up. But I want this to hopefully serve as like a baseline, just knowing what the bare minimum that you can do. Just actively trying to do self-work on yourself as far as racism goes is the first step, and probably the biggest step that you can take. Before you even start donating or helping causes, like doing that actual self-work is the way to actually not be a racist. You can donate money all along, you can do all of these good deeds. However, if your true heart of heart is still stemming from racist ideologies, doesn't mean anything. We're not gonna get anywhere. And like I said, not every white person is racist. However, recovering. Because if you're passively living in this system, you are actively choosing to be racist. But okay, yeah. Hope you guys liked this video. Please give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video if it helped you. And share this with your friends, your family, your loved ones, somebody. You know, even if it's the grandma. Oh, Nana, and she needs to see this. Get Nana to the computer, to the screen. Nana to the stage. You know, whatever you're gonna do. Like I said, this is it. Hope you guys like this video. This is YALL. I love you. You stay cute. You stay classy. And I'll see you next time. Alright? Peace.